Good morning. Welcome to Wednesday of the second week of Lent. Nothing threatens our appreciation of the sacred more than familiarity. Let me say that again. Nothing threatens our appreciation of the sacred, our living in the sacred, more than familiarity. We can get so familiar with the sacred. We can get so familiar with the language of God. We can get so familiar with our own patterns with God that we can get familiar. We lose a sense of our awe. We lose a sense of just how incredible this God that we are in the presence of is. I'll give you an example. If you look at married life, nothing threatens a marriage more than familiarity. When couples are first with each other, they are really in awe of each other. You do the little things because you are in awe of the other. Open the door for her. Remember his favorite things. The little things that make a relationship kind of hum and feel special. Couples do that at the beginning. Then it's real easy to get so familiar with your spouse that you lose your sense of awe. You stop doing the little things. You stop appreciating the little things. You stop expressing your appreciation. You just assume that they are with you and feel the same way, and the assumptions come from familiarity. We get so familiar with the people around us that we lose our sense of awe with them. The same is with God. We grow so familiar with God that we lose our sense of awe. And we become so familiar with our own patterns of sin that we just grow comfortable with them and just accept them undiscernedly as a part of life. If you look at Psalm 51, which is the psalm for us at today's Mass, it's not necessarily that the text of the psalm doesn't speak to us. Perhaps it does speak to us, but it's so easy for us to get so familiar with sin or so familiar with the sacred text of Psalm 51 that it doesn't pierce our hearts perhaps the same way that it used to. Lent's a great time for us to look inside our hearts and ask ourselves, where do we need conversion? Where do we need God? Where are we most in need of mercy? However, for us to ask that question, we have to be honest with the reality of our life. And so the question for us this morning is perhaps not where have we sinned, but perhaps the real question for us this morning is, where have we become so familiar with our sin or with God or with life that perhaps we've lost our sense of awe or our sense of clarity about what's really there? Let's ask God to show us what He sees when He sees our lives. Let's not be afraid for Him to show us where we've become too comfortable or too familiar. And just as He desires to grow in relationship with us, let's open up our hearts today so that we might grow in relationship with Him, and asking that we would never become too familiar with that relationship. God bless you.